Many elderly people among us still believe that oats are a superfood that should be consumed daily, gentle on the stomach, rich in soluble fiber, and effective in managing cholesterol and blood sugar levels. But did you know that when oats are combined incorrectly with certain common foods, they can silently harm your heart health? This is an important truth that few people are aware of, especially those striving to maintain a healthy lifestyle as they age. In this video, we'll reveal 7 types of foods that you should absolutely avoid mixing with oats in order to protect your heart and maintain long-lasting health. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and watch until the end so you don't miss these incredibly valuable insights. Are you adding low-fat or skim milk to your oats? If so, be cautious. Sounds surprising, doesn't it? For years, the food industry has led us to believe that low-fat milk is a heart-healthy, weight-safe, and healthier option than whole milk. But the truth isn't that simple, especially for those over 60. When you mix oats with low-fat milk, you may actually be missing a key element that helps stabilize blood sugar and keeps you feeling full longer: healthy fats. After the age of 60, hunger hormones, like leptin and ghrelin, fluctuate more drastically. Your body no longer responds clearly to the "I'm full" signals, and if your breakfast lacks natural fats, you may feel hungry sooner, crave sweets more, and end up consuming more empty calories by midday. Additionally, many low-fat milk products on the market have added sugar or artificial sweeteners to maintain flavor, a detail many people overlook. One elderly patient once shared that she used skim milk every morning with her oats, thinking it was the heart-smart choice. But when her doctor suggested switching to a small amount of unsweetened plant-based milk, like almond milk, coconut milk, or even a bit of organic whole milk, she found that she stayed fuller longer, her blood sugar was more stable, and most importantly, she no longer felt that mid-morning fatigue. The question isn't whether low-fat milk is good or bad, it's whether it truly meets the body's needs after 60. And what about dried fruit? Have you ever added it to oats to boost fiber? Many people choose raisins, dried apricots, chewy dried blueberries, or banana chips as a natural way to sweeten their bowl. But most commercially sold dried fruits are loaded with added sugar, sulfite preservatives, and concentrated sugar levels up to 3 to 5 times higher than fresh fruit. That means even a small spoonful can spike your blood sugar. Worse yet, when consumed daily, these can lead to increased visceral fat, chronic inflammation, and silent deterioration of heart health. You think you're doing the right thing, but your body is struggling to keep up. Instead, try a handful of fresh, low-sugar fruits like berries, chopped green apple, or a few pear slices. These not only offer natural fiber, but also contain flavonoids and polyphenol, compounds that protect your heart, brain, and blood vessels naturally. Most importantly, they don't trick your body the way sugar-coated dried fruit does. And granola? Many seniors believe that adding some crunchy granola to oats is a great way to make breakfast more exciting. And while it does make your bowl more appealing, it can also be more dangerous if you don't read the ingredients carefully. Granola often hides added sugars, corn syrup, hydrogenated vegetable oils, and loads of empty calories. A single 1/4 cup serving can contain 10–12 g of sugar, about the same as a small can of soda. Not to mention the low-quality oils used to achieve that crunch can inflame your blood vessels, raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower good cholesterol, HDL, something everyone over 60 should avoid at all costs. If you love crunch, try making your own granola at home using plain oats, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, a touch of raw honey, and organic coconut oil, baked at low temperature. You'll have full control over the sugar, fat, and ingredient quality. That's what real healthy choices look like. And finally, be cautious with protein powders and supplements. In an effort to improve health, many people have started adding protein powders to their oats each morning. But not all protein powders are good, especially if they contain hidden sugars, artificial sweeteners, or thickeners like carrageenan or maltodextrin. Some cheap protein powders can cause bloating, digestive upset, and stress on the liver, especially in older adults. Choose clean protein sources, plant-based or high-quality whey isolate, with no artificial flavors, no sugar, and no additives. Remember, true health lies in the quality of the small things. Adding more isn't always better. Sometimes, a simple bowl of oats, combined the right way, is the most powerful investment you can make in your heart, liver, kidneys, and memory. If you're still reading, it shows you truly care about your health, and that's the best gift you can give yourself at this age. Keep watching until the end of the video to discover all 7 dangerous ingredients seniors should avoid mixing with oats, along with healthier alternatives. Subscribe to the channel today so you won't miss future videos, where we help you live longer, healthier, and better understand what you're putting into your body each day. Breakfast is the launch pad for your whole day. Make sure it's pushing you toward health, not silently pulling you toward illness. If you're still here, that tells me one thing: you're not just skimming. You're searching for real change, not a fad diet, not some miracle hack, but real, practical knowledge that you can apply. And I appreciate that. If you find this information helpful, drop the number 3 below, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so we don't lose each other on this journey toward better senior health. Now, let's move on to one of the most silent villains in many older adults' breakfast routines: flavored oatmeal packets. I get it. These packets are incredibly convenient. Just tear it open, add hot water, and you've got a healthy-looking breakfast. And on the label, you'll see words like whole grain, low fat, or heart healthy, all of which sound reassuring. But what they don't tell you is that inside that tiny packet might be a cocktail of additives, artificial flavors, and hidden sodium levels that your body could be struggling with without you even realizing it. Let's talk about sodium first. One serving of flavored oatmeal, just a single packet, usually contains about 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium. Doesn't sound like much, right? But remember, that's only a small part of your entire day. Add a bit of salted butter, or use milk that already contains sodium, and that number jumps even higher. While younger bodies might handle that sodium load just fine, things change after 60. Kidneys don't filter as efficiently, blood vessels lose elasticity, and even a small excess in sodium can silently push your blood pressure higher without any warning signs. I once met an elderly woman named Carol, 73 years old. She told me that for 10 straight years, she had eaten flavored oatmeal almost every morning, sometimes even 2 packets because they're low-cal and tasty. But she often felt bloated, had mild swelling in her hands in the mornings, and her blood pressure would spike to 160 at times, with doctors unsure why. It wasn't until a nutritionist reviewed her diet and removed the flavored oatmeal packets, switching to plain oats with a sprinkle of cinnamon and fresh apples, that she started feeling lighter, and her morning blood pressure readings dropped significantly. "I never thought something so small could make such a big difference," she told me, and I get that. Besides sodium, what many overlook are the artificial flavors and synthetic sweeteners in these flavored oatmeal packets. You might think you're eating apple and cinnamon, but what you're really consuming is a mix of artificial cinnamon flavor, food coloring, thickeners, and sweeteners like sucralose or maltodextrin, none of which nourish your body. Instead, they force your liver and kidneys to work overtime just to process them. Remember, your liver isn't an infinite filter. It's been quietly working for 60 or 70 years, processing not only food, but medications, anti-inflammatories, blood pressure pills. If you give it more unnecessary synthetic substances to handle, your body will feel the consequences, not instantly, but gradually, in the form of fatigue, bloating, sleep disturbances, and worsening health markers. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition stated that older adults who regularly consume processed foods high in additives and sodium tend to have higher inflammation levels, increasing their risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. What's more concerning is that these foods often come labeled as healthy, which lowers our guard, when in fact, they're not nearly as good as they appear. I'm not sharing this to scare you or make you throw everything out of your pantry. It's to raise your awareness so you can make smarter choices. If you love oatmeal, and that's great, opt for plain, unflavored oats. Add a few slices of apple, some fresh blueberries, a dash of cinnamon, or a spoonful of chia seeds. These real ingredients are not only delicious but also support digestion, help stabilize blood sugar, and most importantly, won't burden your liver and kidneys. Truly, good health after 60 doesn't come from massive overhauls. It comes from small, wise decisions repeated daily. Your breakfast, if chosen wisely, can be a gift to your body, not a burden disguised as convenience. Saturday. Instant oatmeal, a convenient choice that could cost you your health in old age. Oatmeal has long been hailed as the symbol of a healthy breakfast. But not all oatmeal is created equal. And if you've ever reached for a packet of instant oatmeal flavored with apple cinnamon, strawberry, or chocolate, you might be starting your morning with what is essentially a sugary dessert disguised as healthy. That's the unsettling truth many seniors overlook. Instant oatmeal, while convenient, can be a double-edged sword for your health. The first thing to understand is this. The process of turning oats into instant form strips away valuable soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, and breaks the oats down into smaller pieces. This increases the product's glycemic index, GI. In simple terms, your body digests and absorbs the sugars from instant oatmeal much faster, leading to a spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash, hunger pangs, and pressure on your insulin system. For older adults, especially those in pre-diabetic stages, this can be dangerous. But that's not even the worst part. Most prepackaged instant oatmeals come with flavors, and these flavors aren't real apples, real bananas, or real cinnamon. They're usually artificial flavorings, synthetic aromas and colors, preservatives, and, most concerning of all, loads of sugar or artificial sweeteners. A single packet of summer fruit-flavored instant oatmeal can contain 12 to 18 grams of sugar, equivalent to more than 4 teaspoons of white sugar, even before you add any fruit or milk. You might think, but it's just a small packet each morning. And that's exactly where the harm sneaks in. Just like a single drop of water falling repeatedly can erode stone, these sweet little oatmeal packets you eat daily are silently wearing down your liver, pancreas, and blood vessels. You won't see the damage right away, but over months or years, your body will begin to change. Blood sugar becomes harder to control. Belly fat starts accumulating. Energy crashes mid-morning. And sometimes, a dull, unexplainable headache starts to linger. I remember speaking with a woman named Mary, age 69, who swore by her instant oatmeal. She lived alone, didn't want to fuss with cooking, and always picked the low-fat, high-fiber versions to feel secure. But after a routine checkup, her doctor warned her about rising triglyceride and blood sugar levels. "I don't eat anything harmful," she said. When we reviewed her food journal, we discovered a shocking truth. Her daily instant oatmeal contained as much sugar as a can of soda. Switching from instant oatmeal to steel-cut or rolled oats initially felt like a hassle for Mary. But then she discovered something wonderful. By cooking it herself, she could control everything. She began adding fresh blueberries, a pinch of ground flaxseed, a bit of cinnamon, and a few slices of roasted almonds. No sugar. No artificial flavors. And after just 1 month, her blood sugar stabilized. "I never thought such a small change could make such a big difference," she said. "Now I feel more alert and stay full longer." The sad reality is that the food industry knows consumers, especially older ones, crave convenience. And they exploit that. They slap labels like fit, healthy, gluten-free, and even heart-healthy on these products, while inside is a cocktail of additives, hidden sugars, and refined carbs. And if you don't read the ingredients closely, you may be unknowingly buying into a carefully crafted lie. Here's the truth. To care for a body that has carried you through over 60 years of life, you can't take the easy road. A healthy breakfast doesn't have to take hours. Just a few minutes at night to soak your oats, and a few minutes in the morning to add fruits, seeds, or plant-based milk, and you have a nutrient-rich start to your day. No sugar. No chemicals. No need to trade your health for convenience. And if you're still reading this, then you likely understand that every small decision, like the kind of oats you choose, is an act of self-love. Aging is not a time to give up, but a time to live smarter. Because every bowl of oatmeal you choose, every spoonful you eat, is either building a healthier future or slowly pulling you away from it without you even realizing. Remember this. You don't need more time, you just need more awareness. Oatmeal can be your loyal companion or your silent betrayer, depending on how you treat it. And if you found this message valuable, leave a comment with the number of years you've lived below, so I know you're still here, still listening, and still on the path to choosing what's best for you. There is something that seems simple but carries a profound lesson, one that many elderly individuals realize too late. More is not always better, especially when it comes to health. We often get swept up in the mindset of, the more, the better, more protein, more energy, more choices of superfoods. But sometimes what the body truly needs is subtraction, removing what no longer serves our health, gently peeling away the invisible burdens that a seemingly harmless breakfast can place on a body that has endured decades of wear and tear. Oats, a humble food once praised as the cornerstone of a healthy breakfast, have now been excessively dressed up with unnecessary additions, pre-mixed protein powders, artificial flavors, unidentified sweeteners. And so, spoon by spoon, packet by packet, we are no longer eating oats. We are consuming a modified version, far removed from its original essence. A food once symbolizing simplicity and nourishment has now become a subtle trap, where convenience quietly exchanges itself for health. At the age of 60, 70, or even 80, every organ in the body no longer processes things the way it used to. The liver, kidneys, intestines, all operate more slowly, more sensitively. Absorbing a refined protein of unknown origin, with an ingredient list full of preservatives and artificial flavors, is no longer something the body welcomes easily. It becomes a burden, silent, persistent, and most dangerously, symptomless until it's too late. There's a truth that surprises many. An aging body doesn't just need nutrients, it needs kindness. Not kindness in the emotional sense, but in choices. A spoonful of boiled egg, a bit of plain yogurt, or a handful of nuts, that's the kind of kindness the digestive system can understand and handle with ease. These foods don't hide anything. No compounds, no proprietary formulas you can't pronounce. They are simply real in essence and real in their impact on your health. Dennis's story, a 78-year-old man who believed protein powder would make him feel young again, is not unique. Many seniors have read an article, heard a piece of advice, and quietly changed their eating habits without understanding the consequences. They add powders to their oats, replace sugar with artificial sweeteners, throw in granola because it's labeled a superfood. But they forget that at this age, what the body needs most is balance. And every small change, if made without care, can become the piece that pushes the body to its limits. We need to pause and ask ourselves, why do we want to add these things to our meals? Is it because marketing convinced us? Or because we fear that simple eating is not nutritious enough? The truth is, there is nothing lacking in a simple meal, if you understand what your body needs. Oats, in their original form, are already a gift to the digestive system, rich in soluble fiber, regulating cholesterol, supporting the gut. They don't need to be upgraded to have value. They just need to be left as they are. And this is where it becomes even more profound. Choosing food is no longer a mere act. It's a declaration. A statement that you respect your body. That you choose to listen to the quiet signals. Post-meal fatigue, unusual bloating, small changes in your heartbeat or sleep, and adjust accordingly. You don't have to wait for blood tests to sound the alarm. You don't have to wait for your doctor's warning. When you understand that your body has been working hard for decades, you'll realize that what it needs is not a glamorous meal, but a loving one. A meal that doesn't force your liver to process chemicals. A meal that doesn't make your kidneys filter out excess protein. A meal so simple you can name every ingredient: oats, cinnamon, a few fresh fruits, some walnuts. That is enough. You don't need elaborate. You just need real. And when your breakfast begins with truth, your day begins with peace. No more fatigue at 10 a.m., no more midday bloating. Just you, the one actively in control of your health, starting the day with clarity, with understanding, and with gratitude for the body that has stood by you all these years.